What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Affleck9916, and welcome to the Operation Sports full minor league roster Minnesota Twins franchise. I want to welcome all of you into this video. I hope you're having a good week. We are going with a franchise on MLB The Show. The first time I've ever done it on my channel. I've done Road to the Show a few times, but I've been playing franchise for years. I've always gone with Minnesota Twins because they are my favorite team, and that's what we're going with this year. We have the full minor league rosters, which is really exciting. Operation Sports just released their rosters. So in this episode, we're going to go over the rosters, over the lineups, and then play a spring training game just so I can have some time to talk about like myself in the series and all that fun stuff once we get to that. But as you can see, this is basically our roster. I didn't go into it in too much of detail because as the games go on, you'll see stuff from certain players. That's something we'll talk about later on. Our top prospects: Byron Buxton, Jose Barrios, Nick Gordon, and Tyler J. Buxton played a little bit in the major leagues this year and last year. He was just sent down. And Barrios is making his first start tomorrow, as I record this tomorrow, which is really exciting. In real life, obviously, that is. So those are like our most MLB ready prospects. Gordon and Jay a little farther down. But the Twins have a great farm system. They're not a great team, but they have a really good farm system. So I think this is going to be a fun franchise. I think this is a team that after a couple seasons, we could be a World Series contender if I make the right moves to add some young talent to this team. We already have a ton of young talent. The future's bright. Here's the settings. As you can see, I play on All-Star for batting, All-Star for pitching. I do pulse pitching, and I do the flick hitting. The reason I mention that is because I do want to play a lot of the games. That's going to be something that's different about this franchise than a lot of the other franchises. I want to play as many games as I can. As you see, all of these settings are on manual. Injury management, MLB only, but the rest are all on manual for our entire roster. I try to play as many games as I can, and that's something I'll talk about more once we start the spring training game, how many games I'm going to play, because the truth is I actually don't know yet, but we'll get to that later. Doing some sponsors here: News Ticker and Active Replay sponsors Franklin and Louisville Slugger. That's a cool little feature I thought that they added in this year. And now let's take a look at our lineups and at our pitching rotation lineups. Danny Santana, Joe Mauer, Dozier and Sano 3 and 4. Plouffe hitting 5th. Byung-Ho Park, the rookie who we just got from Korea, is in there. We got Arcia. I'm going through the rest of the lineups there, but Eddie Rosario, Escobar, Murphy on the bench, and yeah, that's pretty much our team. So our corner pieces really are Sano and Dozier. They're our two best power hitters, but Plouffe and I think Park have a lot of good power as well, and obviously Joe Mauer is one of the best players in all of baseball in terms of hitting percentage. So offensively, we are a good team. Last year, the Twins were 12th in the MLB in run production. So they're not as bad as this game wants to make them out to be. I think the default rosters had them worse than they really are. They had them like 28th overall, which was ridiculous. Here's where they struggle, and that's pitching. Hughes, Gibson, Santana, Nolasco, and Duffy. As you can see, not a very good pitching rotation at all. It has Kevin Jepsen as closer, but I need to move Glenn Perkins in the closing spot. He's injured in real life, so that's why, there we go, I moved him in. He's our best pitcher, really. He's an all-star closer, overall 87, but our rotation is terrible. When your best pitcher is 82 overall, that's something we're going to have to work on. Obviously, having Jose Barrios in the minor leagues, as you see, I'm just kind of going back through the roster here, but having Barrios in the minor leagues is helpful because he's 21. He's going to be a major league pitcher, and hopefully he'll get up into the 90s overall. There he is right there, born in Puerto Rico, and I think he's going to be a really big part of this team. But even him aside, I think we are going to have to make either some trades or some free agents over the offseason for some pitchers because we really struggle in the pitching department. And we have a lot of cap space as well. With the way the salaries are in this game, I think we have like $10 million free. So that's definitely enough to bring in a good pitcher. But without further ado, we're going to play our first spring training game. We'll be playing the Boston Red Sox. Phil Hughes getting the start. He's our #1 pitcher, facing off against David Price. See, the Red Sox have a real ace. That's what we need, is a real ace. And I think during this game, guys, I want to talk a lot about kind of how I'm going to run this franchise. Most franchises, people either simulate the games or play like one game in the series. For now, I'm going to try to play every single game. That being said, I am not going to show every single highlight like I do in my hockey series, where I pretty much show you every single goal on that franchise. I'm already in my second season. A hockey game takes 30 minutes to play, and it, has a lot not many highlights to show you, and there's only 82 games in a year compared to 162 games that it takes me about an hour and a half to do one of these games. I like to watch the animations. I don't even skip them all the time. I enjoy watching it. Kind of gets me in a rhythm, kind of gets me in a good mood for playing the game. If I feel that I do not have enough time to like play through the series as quick as I can, because my goal is probably to get through 4 or 5 seasons by MLB 17. I'm just going to play it all through the year. I will maybe start simulating half of the games or something like that. But as of now, I'm probably going to play as many games as I possibly can, is what I would say. Or, well, which is every game for now. But if the situation comes, I will play as much as I possibly can. That's what I meant to say. So that's kind of how that's going to work. I'll obviously be showing you everything else outside of the game since this is a franchise mode. So I'll be showing you all of the trades that I do, all of the injuries, free agents, drafts, scouting, all that type of stuff. Is look at David Ortiz slam a 2-run home run. Man, it's only spring training, but that is still an unbelievable shot for Big Papi, who was originally drafted by the Minnesota Twins. He played for them until like 2003 when he was traded to the Red Sox. A lot of people don't know that. Big Papi got his career started out in Minnesota. Kind of an interesting little fact right there. He's going to come back and hurt the Twins there, making them down 2-0. Of course, it's only a spring training game, and it doesn't really matter. I guess that can elude us into the next thing I wanted to mention is, as of now, I'm playing as much of the spring training games that I can because I want to get a gauge on what difficulty level I should play on. I'm on All-Star for both, but I'm a little afraid that All-Star is going to be too easy on pitching. And I guess we'll see. I mean, I've always batted on All-Star. I don't think I'm good enough to bat on Hall of Fame. I mean, unless I've really improved from last year. But I don't know about that. But I might raise the pitching to Hall of Fame. I've pitched on Hall of Fame in the past, but I kind of go back and forth as the Twins finally get a run on the board here. But that's why I want to play the spring training games. I'll probably play all of them just to kind of get back into the game and stuff. I'm not going to bore you guys with spring training highlights. Not going to do as many as this game right here. I'll probably show you like 1 or 2 scoring plays from each game and just try to whip through it as much as I can. Finally, these episodes will be they'll be probably once every 3 days right now because I'm alternating between my hockey franchise, my Road to the Show, which I highly suggest you all check that out. I'm doing a closing pitcher. Go on my channel. It's a really good series. As you see, the Twins fall 3-1 in this game. Whatever. It's only spring training. It doesn't matter. But that's kind of the plan as of now, every 3 days. But I'm getting out of school on Thursday. What I mean by that is I'm finishing my freshman year. I'm a college student, and this is finals week right now. So no video tomorrow and Thursday, as I've mentioned in my other series, most likely, because no video from any series of mine because I have a ton of tests and stuff like that. But after that, I'll be really free, so maybe every other day this series will be up. I'll let you know. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys all enjoy this series. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to win the World Series in 5 years. That's my call. For now, we'll see you next time. I'm Mr. F like 9916. Peace.